y'all. Welcome to Boozy B's Books and Cocktails. I'm Dana B. If this is your first time to get on my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And let me just tell you a little bit about me. I love to read books. I love to share books. I love to drink cocktails, and I love to share cocktails. So I decided to put my two favorite things together and share it with you. So I hope you'll stay around. We're going to review a book, and then we're going to make a cocktail. So today I picked The Boomerang by Robert Bailey, and it is a political thriller, government conspiracy book. I'm not really sure how I found this book, except for it was suggested, and then I found it on my Libby app. If you've not checked out Libby before, it is a free app through your local library. So check out your local library and see if they have the app downloaded, and then you get free books. You can either do the Audible or the Kindle, and it's a great little service, so support your local library. So let's get into the book. As I said, it was called The Boomerang, a thriller by Robert Bailey. And it is the story of the President of the United States and his best friend. The president at the time is named Lionel Candrell, I believe is his name, and his best friend is Eli James. Eli is married to a woman that's very politically connected to a man in New Mexico, and he has lots of money. And there is the beginning of the book. It talks about the relationship between Eli and Lionel, and his kind of real quickly rise to the president of the United States. And so they went through college together, they went through high school together, and then Eli marries this woman. And she had been through high school with the guy from New Mexico. So it jumps to where Lionel wins his race, the president's race, and he is faced with being diagnosed with cancer. And the cancer is the second time around, and he is being propositioned by a cure, and the cure is so secretive that no one knows about it. And so the Department of Defense comes to him and says, we don't want the guy that you picked for vice president to to take over after you get so sick you can't do your job. And so we're giving you this pill to cure your cancer. We know it will cure it, but if we give it to you, you are not to tell anyone about this pill, because it will wreck the economy. People will go crazy, the big pharma. This is a huge, huge financial profiting medical thing. So they're so afraid of anyone to get a hold of it that it would just wreck the markets, and jobs would be destroyed and everything else. So he said, Lionel, the president, says yes. And they said, well, you can't tell anyone. And he said, well, no one even knew about it except for Eli. And Eli is his chief of staff at the time. So the president takes the pill, and people are starting to see that he's getting better and better. Well, it just so happens that Eli, his marriage is falling apart. His daughter is a senior in high school, and she's very active, but she's been having some problems. And so she passes out on the soccer field. They take her to the doctor, and she finds out that she has stage 4 lung cancer. And so Eli is just distraught, as any of us would be, parents, or if we found out our spouse was this. And so he starts Googling everything. He starts looking for a way out of this. The doctors, they get 2 opinions. Both doctors agree on it, say that she is not there's no cure for what she has. So he goes to the president thinking that, the president knows everything that's going on in the FDA, and he walks into the office and he sees his best friend in the best health he's ever been in. And, the president just like, okay, whatever. I'm just doing exactly what the doctors are telling me to do. It's, I'm just looking good, or. And so through another friend, Eli gets a hint of something that's going on. And this man came up with a cure, and he was using it at the farmer's market. And a woman had cancer. She got the pill. She was cured, and so she started talking about it. And we know as conspiracy theories, people die when people find out what's going on, especially if it's government, and the government's trying to control it. So the book is about Eli finding, the ways, and then there's lots of twists and turns in there. There's a guy that helped the president get to where he was by giving millions of dollars, and through this millions of dollars, he's supposed to pardon him. Well, Eli goes to this man, and I'm not going to tell the whole story because it's really crazy and it puts things in your head. If you're a conspiracy theorist like I am, you're like, oh my gosh, do they really do this? Okay, wow. Or maybe they do this. Maybe that's the way they're, controlling everything by not figuring out cancer, the cure to cancer. I mean, cancer's been around a long time. There's two things that they've never found a cure to: cancer and a common cold. And so, it made my mind start swinging around. And especially as a parent, what would you do for your child? What wouldn't you do for your child? Would you get mixed up with the worst man in the United States, according to this book? Or would you, would you just roll over and that would be it? Would you look for natural, things? I don't know. Fortunately, I have never had that, been in that situation. But I have been in this situation, and the doctor saying that this was something that my husband had, and I looked, I Googled everything, or looked for answers in books and stuff. So if you like conspiracy theories, if you like thrillers, it's very exciting. I figure that if it goes over very well, this will be a major movie at some time. I can see, I don't know who playing the president, but it's a really good book, and I hope that they do make a movie out of it. So, since they were raised in Lickskillet, Alabama, which that's about as southern as you can get, I thought Kentucky bourbon, or some southern bourbon would be good to make an old fashioned. And the reason I picked an old fashioned is, one, it had bourbon in it, and two, these are high school, college friends that have gone on to the highest of the high for them as president and chief of staff. So I could see them sitting around drinking straight bourbon or making an old fashioned. So I decided to make the old fashioned, as I said, and I decided to use Devil's Cut, Jim Beam Devil's Cut, for the bourbon. And the reason being is because the guy that gives the money to the president and is supposed to be pardoned, they call him the devil. So I thought that kind of went along with the theme of the book. So that's the reason I picked that. So for an old fashioned, there's several different ways that you'll see it made. This is my particular way that I like it made. And it's very, very simple. The only couple of things that you have or might have to get is make some simple syrup, and that's 1-to-1. I made it tonight. It was very easy. So I did a half a cup of water and a half a cup of sugar, and then just cooked it down for a little bit and then cooled it off. And then I have bitters, and bitters is very easy to get. It's in a lot of cocktails, so you might want to have it around. And I put it in a dropper bottle just to have a little bit better control over it. And then I've got an orange peel and a cherry. And we have this big discussion in our home, in our family, about, do you muddle the cherry or you don't muddle the cherry in an old fashioned? And I particularly don't care for the muddle, so I'm not going to muddle anything today. And I'm just going to make it in the glass, so it's super easy. It doesn't take a lot of fuss. So we're going to do 2 ounces of bourbon whiskey, and it doesn't have to be this. There's a lot of different choices of bourbon whiskey, so 2 ounces. This, if you've never had an old fashioned, it is something to, it's very, very strong. So just be warned. Okay, so 2 ounces of bourbon. And I don't have the ice like I like it. Normally it's the cubed ice, and it looks a lot prettier with the cube ice, but I've just, the big cubed ice, so I just put it in this. And then we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. I like bitters, so I'm going to put 4 drops of bitters. And then I've got an orange peel right here, and we're just going to put it around the top, and then we're going to drop it in. And then I have a cocktail cherry. So I'm going to put that in there. Give it a little stir. And when you have spirits only without any juice, you always stir it in a glass mixing glass, or your glass. If you have juices and everything, that's when you get a shaker out. So we're gonna take a little sip. Ooh, that is good. That is the old-fashioned, simple, easy. It's the cocktail recipe has been around a long time, so I'm going to drink it again. Goodness, that is so good. So again, I hope you enjoyed this quick little review. I hope I didn't give away too much, but if you read the synopsis on it, you'll read kind of what I've gone over. It's very exciting if you like thrillers, if you like, you know, fast-paced books. This is a fast-paced book. And again, it is Boomerang by Robert Bailey. This is an old-fashioned, and I appreciate you joining me tonight. Hope you like, share, and subscribe so that every Friday when these come out, it will automatically let you know that the videos come out. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, and cheers.